What's up, family? Man, we're going to continue our relationship series. This is part 12. Today we're going to talk about what healing can look like. What healing can look like. Man, so often we get caught up in the negative aspects of relationships, just not healing and not dealing with our traumas, not understanding the issues that we have emotionally. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. And so often, we don't understand where we're at in the stages of healing. We think that because we're not the way we used to be, that we're healed, and that's not necessarily true. You're in the process of becoming healed. You're not healed yet. You know what I mean? You're not woke yet. You're not enlightened yet. You're in the process of becoming. And we have to understand that. We have to understand that. I've talked to so many women. I used to be a domestic violence counselor back in California. Talked to so many women who used to be in relationships with guys or relationships with other women, and they were beaten and abused and dogged out. And so what happens for a lot of these people is, I'm not taking no abuse no more. They get to that point of, I'm not dealing with that shit no more. You know what I mean? Y'all got me fucked up. I'm not, you're not putting hands on me. You're not talking to me any kind of way. Don't raise your voice at me. And just a whole list of, don't put your finger in my face. You know what I mean? Why are you so close to me? Back the fuck up. You too close. Get out my space. There's a whole lot of shit that goes on in the process of healing. If we're not careful, we'll have it fucked up and thinking that we've healed. And we ain't nowhere close to being healed. Just because you don't deal with the bullshit you used to deal with don't mean you're healed. It don't mean you resolved your issues. It don't mean you're fucking woke. Oh, we going there today. We going there. And again, this is not meant to be offensive. This is meant to be educational. Okay? We have to wake up. We have to grow the fuck up. And understand that there are stages to healing. And often God will allow a different universe source, Most High. See, we always look at it as, man, these motherfucking narcissistic people, these all these negative demonic vampires and We have all these names for these people that God, source universe, allows to come into our life and allows for us to get hooked up with. You guys, I talked about Samson and Delilah the other day from the Bible. Can't nobody come into your life unless God allows them to. You said it again. No one can come into your life unless God allows them to. And anytime God allows somebody to come into your life, it's for a reason. And I know motherfuckers be like, well, God just won't let anybody. God will let anybody into your life that serves a purpose. We got to grow up. We have to grow up. And so just because somebody comes into your life and the relationship goes bad, doesn't mean that they were a devil sent. Doesn't mean that they were the enemy. It doesn't mean that they were the bad guy. We have to grow the fuck up. Stop pointing the fingers at everybody else. We always want to look at what these motherfuckers did to us. We always want to focus on how these motherfuckers made us feel. That's not fucking important who they are. It's not fucking important what they did. What's important is how did you respond to it? See, it ain't about them at all. You got to grow the fuck up and understand, man, as long as you're focusing on somebody else, what other people did and how they made you feel and whoop, all that other stupid ass shit, you completely fucking missed it. You missed it. Ooh, went straight over your fucking head. You missed it. You ain't nowhere near fucking woke. You ain't nowhere near fucking enlightened. You ain't nowhere near fucking Christ conscious, Buddha conscious, God conscious, none of that shit. You're not there. Nowhere close to being there. As long as you're fixated and focused on what somebody else did to you or what they didn't do for you, you ain't there. And I know that's going to piss some of you off. And it is what it is. You already know I don't give a fuck. Grow the fuck up. It ain't about what they did. It's always about you. I don't give a fuck if they cuss you out, if they choke the fuck out of you, if they beat the fuck. None of that shit matters. What matters? What the fuck did you do? Not to start this shit. What the fuck did you do to respond to that? How did you respond to that? Oh, we're going into that. We're going in again. This is meant to be educational. If you're talking about growing up, if you're talking about healing, then you got to understand the big fucking picture. And the big pictures, a lot of times, God allow people into your life so that you can see where you're at in your stage of healing. So that you can see where you're at in your growth and development. See, some of the women that I've talked to that were abused and just went through shit, you know what I mean? Man, they went through a lot of shit. And what happens in life is, man, we'll get so fucking pissed. We'll get so fucking angry. We'll swing that pendulum from the right all the way to the fucking far left. We're over fucking react. And we'll go to the complete fucking opposite end of the spectrum. And while we're there, we'll think we're healed. While we're there, we think that, man, yeah, these motherfuckers ain't doing this shit to me, and you think you fucking healed. And you haven't fucking healed at all. You have not healed. Yes, you've stopped allowing motherfuckers to disrespect you. Yes, you've stopped allowing people to mistreat you and talk to you any kind of way and but you have not fucking healed. You have not healed. You've overreacted to the situation. You've overreacted. And so, the process of healing is, we'll go from here and we'll swing that pendulum, go all the way over here to we don't do it intentionally, but this is what we do. We overreact. We overcompensate for the shit that we used to allow. I said differently. We've been in relationships. We saw people were cheating and people were doing stupid shit. Once we get sick and tired of that bullshit, we'll start cutting motherfuckers off. Now we don't even give motherfuckers chances. Anytime somebody do something sideways, cut their ass off. I ain't doing this shit. And we're quick with the fucking knife. We're quick with the fucking axe, chopping your ass off. You ain't got another fucking chance. We're cutting motherfuckers off. What is that cutting motherfuckers? That's an overreaction to being hurt. That's an overreaction to being dogged the fuck out, to having trauma that we haven't fucking dealt with yet. You haven't dealt with it. You just overreacted. You're nowhere close to being healed. You're nowhere close to understanding what the fuck is going on. And so now, every time you're triggered, you're cutting motherfuckers off. I ain't got time for the bullshit, and then and you're completely missing it. You're completely fucking up some shit that you shouldn't be fucking up. But because you're overreacting, and you haven't learned to fucking sit there and learn some shit and humble yourself and see the full picture, you're just cut everybody the fuck off. Everybody. So now, God says, okay, you're not allowing this no more. That's good. But your ass is over here cutting everybody the fuck off. You're chopping motherfuckers off at the fucking knees, at the ankles. Motherfuckers ain't got a chance in the world with you. I'm glad you're not overreacting. I'm glad you're not over here allowing these motherfuckers to disrespect you and to dog you the fuck out anymore. Good job. I'm proud of you. But you need to calm the fuck down with that axe. You need to calm the fuck down with that knife. Matter of fact, get the knife and the axe out your motherfucking hand. Put that shit down, because you cutting off motherfuckers that you shouldn't be cutting off. You hurting motherfuckers that you should not be hurting. Oh, we going there today. We going there. Motherfuckers that meant you good, but they made a mistake. Motherfuckers that meant you good, but they triggered you. You don't see the difference now because you have unresolved issues from being hurt over here, and you're cutting everybody off. And you got some good, God-loving, righteous people that you have fucking cut off and hurt and damaged in the process. You fuck some shit up with that fucking axe in your fucking hand. Because you're so scared. It's because you're so fucking traumatized of being hurt. You cut everybody off that look like they're gonna fucking hurt you. Man, we gotta grow up. We gotta grow up. And so now the pendulum has swung so far to the opposite end, where you've cutting everybody off. You went from being the victim. That victim mentality will get you fucked up. You went from being the weak victim to the perpetrator. Yeah. You went from being the good guy to you're the bad guy now. You're the one causing pain. You're the one inflicting damage. You're the one causing unnecessary wounds. And others, because you've been fucking triggered. Because you have unresolved fucking issues. Because you haven't learned to grow the fuck up and sit there and deal with and learn and understand the pain. And so your overreaction is causing unnecessary damage. So I, as God, and so I gotta pull this motherfucking knife and this fucking axe out your fucking hand. I gotta slap your ass around with some fucking reality because you fucking up some shit. We have to grow up. And so you learn to sit there. Okay. What is this supposed to teach me? What am I supposed to have learned from this? All guys aren't bad guys. Yes, I chose guys that were abusive and dogged me out and woo-doo-woo-doo-woo, that were, hadn't dealt with their issues and they hadn't grown the fuck up yet and blah, 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 blah. I chose people like that. I chose women that was hoes and then that was dogging me out and whoop-doo-whoop. And man, I blamed all women. I blamed all black women. I blamed all white women. I blamed all Hispanic women. I blamed da-da-da-da. And we come up with this stupid ass shit. It's a self-defense mechanism to keep us from getting hurt. But all it does is build a wall around us and fuck up and hurt other people. That don't necessarily mean you any bad. You're fucking up people that are there to help you. And because your ass can't tell the difference, you're chopping everybody off. And now these people walked away, wounded, hurt, fucked up. And their intentions were righteous. Their intentions were pure. They just wanted to love you. They just wanted to help you. And you fucked them off. You've hurt them. You're not perfect. They're not perfect. You're going to continue to make mistakes. They may have made a mistake, or they just may have triggered you. And in the process, you killed them. In the process, you cut them deep. But we don't look at what we do. We don't look at the people we hurt. We look at the people who's hurt us and what they did to trigger us and what to do. This is what we look at. This is what we focus on. And we never think about the casualties that we've caused in the process of growing the fuck up. We never really look at the casualties, the innocent bystanders that got hurt, that got crushed, that got their heart broke, that got their heart yanked out of their body, thrown to the ground and smashed by your ignorant ass. Because you were hurt. And you thought they were trying to hurt you. You thought they were trying to run game on you. You thought they were trying to play you. And so you overreacted. I'm going to get them before they get me. And after we get out there so far, we have to learn, man, I got to come back. I got to come back center. So one of the reasons I love the Buddhist teachings of being centered. I'm not all the way over here to the left or to the right. I'm not all the way over here to the opposite end. I'm centered. I'm centered. I've gone from both extremes, and both extremes are dangerous as fuck. Over here, I'm getting hurt. Over here, I'm doing the hurting. What? I bring it back center. Now I'm healed. Now I understand. Now I'm grown up in this area of my life. Because I've been at the polar extremes. And I didn't like either one. Because at the extremes, somebody is always getting hurt. So I've learned to come back center and walk the middle ground. Where I can see the people over here. I can see and empathize and understand their pain and suffering. And I'm able to look at the people over here and see and understand their pain and suffering too. I stand in the middle ground, centered. Not judging those over here because I've been there. Not judging those over there because I've been there too. Over here, I was getting hurt. Over there, I was still hurt, but I was causing the pain and the suffering. I was inflicting damage and causing hurt to others. Neither one are healthy. Neither one is balanced. Neither one is right living. Neither one is healthy. I got to come back center. We have to grow up. We have to understand there are stages to healing. There are stages to healing. It may not be your intention to hurt and cause pain and inflict damages on others over here. But you do. And then you understand, damn, all the people that I hurt, it may not have been their intention to hurt me, to play me. And I hurt them still. That may have been a great opportunity. That was a great guy. That was a great woman. And I fucked her up. I dogged her out. Not intentionally, but because I was damaged and I hadn't healed. And so that humbles us. And we stop looking at all these people over here who've hurt us and thinking that they were evil and demonic and da-da-da-da. Because we were over here. And we're not evil. We know we're not demonics. You know what I mean? But we were still causing hurt. We were still causing pain and suffering. I know my heart. I know my intentions. I just wanted to protect myself. And in the process of protecting myself, I've hurt so many people. This is what we do when we're way over here, at this far end of the spectrum. Because it's an overreaction to us being abused and hurt. And so now, because I've been over here, I understand and I sympathize with the people who've caused me pain and suffering. I understand their brokenness. I understand their trauma. And I no longer judge them or look down on them for causing me pain and suffering. Because I became one of them over here. Over here, I became the abuser. Over here, I became the person who dogged out other people. It wasn't my intention, but I did it nonetheless. I was a good person over here. And I got dogged out. I moved over here to protect myself, to stop getting dogged out. And in the process, I became the doggy. In the process, I became the bad guy. inflicting pain and suffering on others. Just like that, I've played both roles. Until I come back center. Acknowledge that I played both roles. Acknowledge the fact that, man, over here, I was getting dogged the fuck out and hurt. Over here, I had no self-respect whatsoever. I was letting people just do me the worst. Now I shifted that shit, fuck that. I shifted, moved over here. I wouldn't let motherfuckers talk to me a certain kind of way. I wouldn't let motherfuckers come at me crazy and sideways and woo-doo. I was shutting that shit down quick as fuck. And I was hurting people in the process. I was destroying people in the process. I was breaking hearts in the process. I inflicted a lot of pain and suffering in the process. In the process of healing. In the process of trying to understand what the fuck was going on. Me, the good guy, was hurting others. You, the good person, the good one, you were hurting others. Man, I hope you caught that. That's the stages of healing. That's what healing looks like. We go from here to being abused and dogged the fuck out to the opposite end of the spectrum, where we're not letting motherfuckers do us wrong no more. And we're cutting motherfuckers off because we don't understand boundaries. We think here we didn't understand boundaries at all. We had no fucking boundaries. Motherfuckers just come at us any kind of way they want to over here. Over here, we've become so fucking protected, so fucking guarded. We're cutting everybody off. And we say that that's healthy boundaries because we don't let people come at us a certain kind of way. No, motherfucker, that's hurt. That's pain. That's suffering. That's trauma you're in. You ain't got no fucking healthy boundaries. That's why you're hurting people. It may not be your intention. But you're hurting people. You got to come back center. You got to come back to the middle ground. And understand, damn. Okay. I can't judge people because I've been both. I can't judge those people that did whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop to me because I've done whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop to others. Now I understand what healthy boundaries look like. See, I thought being guarded and protected and being triggered was healthy boundaries. And what I had to learn was, no, motherfucker, that's trauma. That's reactionary to trauma. I was reacting to my pain, to my hurt, to my suffering. That was trauma-based responses. There's nothing healthy about that. There's nothing loving about that. There's nothing godly or nurturing about that. There's nothing righteous about that. And so often what happens, God will bring different people in our life, different relationships in our lives to show us where we're at in our healing. See, because you don't know that you're really healed until you're in another relationship. You don't know that you're really healed until you're faced with that situation again. And sometimes I gotta allow a relationship to pop up. So you can see that, okay, man, I went from here to here. You know what I mean? Just like that. This is where I'm at now. Motherfuckers can't disrespect me. Motherfuckers can't dog me the fuck out. Motherfuckers can't, just come at me sideways and do. Okay, I got that. I've learned that. I've learned that part of self-love. Over here, I learned that. You can't do me wrong over here like that no more. I've learned that. But I also have to learn that I've hurt other people. I also have to learn that it may not even been my intention. It wasn't my intention to hurt people, but I hurt people out of my pain and suffering. Catch that. I hurt people over here out of my pain and suffering, out of my trauma. Now I understand that these people over here hurt me out of their pain and suffering, out of their trauma. We're the fucking same. We're the same. They may have done it intentionally. It don't matter. It was done out of their pain and their suffering and their trauma. That's why they hurt you. Why did you hurt the people you hurt over here? Why did you cut off all the people you did over here? Why did you disrespect the people over here? Out of your pain, out of your trauma. Man, we have to grow up. We have to understand that in relationships, we're going to be both. We've been both. The victim and the perpetrator. We've been both. I don't care about your intentions. We've been both. Man, I love you guys. I thank you for rocking with me out on this series. I don't know if it'll continue or not, but thank you for being here. Namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in each and every one of you. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. This is why we're here. Happy healing. Peace.